Y'all, The Gilded Age, Season 3, Episode 7. Whew. I got my trusty notes here. We're gonna dive into it. I mean, I did not expect this episode. Yeah, okay, let's just dive in. So, Ward McAllister, who's actually like really good friends with Mrs. Astor, who is part of like old family, and also became friends with Mrs. Russell, who is like considered like new, like the new rich and old rich, okay? So Ward was friends with both, kind of going in between both. He always went to the parties, he knew everybody, he could, use his connections to make things happen. He wrote a book, and this book basically was spilling all the tea about all the high society families, including Mrs. Russell, Mrs. Astor, the Van Ryans, and more. Okay, so Mrs. Astor, who has been friends with Mr. McAllister for a long time, has basically denounced their relationship. She wants to have nothing to do with him at all. Okay, so that's kind of how it starts out. Everyone has the book, they're reading it, there's the gossip mill going, so it's getting intense. The ladies have a meeting, Mrs. Astor there, Mrs. Van Ryan's there, Mrs. Russell's there. They're basically talking about the book and how it is tarnishing their good name, so to speak. And they all decide that Mr. Ward McAllister is a pariah. He is like frozen out of high society now. So that's how the show kind of starts out. I do want to talk about Marion. So as you know, Marion got engaged to Larry, and then she heard that Larry was at a nightly establishment, a house of ill repute, I think that's what she said. And she writes him a letter while he's in Arizona to break off the engagement. So in this episode, Larry returns, he receives the letter, reads it, goes to her house to try to talk to her about it. She's not having anything to do with him. He shows up to the school trying to speak to her. She's like, no, I'm not going to talk to you. It's not until she speaks with her aunt, Aunt Ada, as well as Jack. So as you know, Jack invented the alarm clock. Him and Larry went into business together. Jack got $300,000. Now he's getting his own house. So Marion is helping Jack get a house, and Jack was with Larry the night that they went to the house of ill repute. So he tells Marion that that Larry did not do anything wrong, that he was there, they hung out with some friends, and him and Jack left at the exact same time, and he was like, he's done nothing wrong. And I feel like Marion kind of listens to him, and then she also talks to her Aunt Ada, who encourages her to at least listen to his side of the story, because she hasn't heard his side of the story. She's just going off the assumptions that she has because he went to this house. Now, he did lie to her. He told her that he was going to go to Delmonico's, but he went to that place. And, I could understand why she would be upset and why she would think something was wrong, because he did lie to her. But to, not still be not gonna for her to break off the engagement, I think that was a little premature. And I think that she's starting to realize that as well. Oscar Van Ryan, so, John Adams, unfortunately, he did die. And this is just, it's sad because it really hurt, Oscar, because that was his lover. So in the episode, Oscar's speaking with John's sister, and John's sister has really good things to say about him, because she knew that her brother, John Adams, loved Oscar, and so he left Oscar a home. And so Oscar gets back to the house, and he's just really heartbroken, and he's talking to his family, and he kind of gets a little aggressive and rude, but it's really just his grief talking, because he can't outwardly say, hey, I loved this person, and it hurts me so bad that he's no longer here anymore, because that was highly, looked down upon at that time. So, but basically, I mean, I think his mom kind of understands when he's crying and really like going through it. And then Marianne talks to him as well and just kind of offers her condolences, as well as, you know, if there's anything that she can do, that she would do that for him. And I know in the episode, Oscar really seemed to appreciate that because she's accepting him for who he is. Next, I want to go to Bertha Russell. So she's kind of setting, I mean, I knew this was going to happen, okay? Because Larry said it in this episode that she used her children as pawns to, you know, increase her visuals in society, basically. She's very ambitious. She wants to be like the top person that sets the tone for society. So George was already upset with her, and he had been staying at the club. And then Larry gets back, and he thinks that his mom may have something to do with Marion. And then he also just is frustrated because of everything that happened with Gladys. So George and Larry are now staying at the club, and Bertha is in the whole big house all by herself now. So she's really starting to feel that, and we'll see what happens. She does have a meeting with Ward. So Ward comes to her house to speak with her about, you know, maybe potentially helping him get back in society. And she also like tells him a few of her ideas. And he gives, you know, his opinion, but then also he's like, do you think you could help me get back in society? And she's like, no, I can't. So I don't know if Ward is going to be able to get back in society or not, but we'll see. All right, so now Mr. Russell. So George agrees with his son Larry that Bertha has prioritized her ambition over her family. As I said, they are at the club. George resecures the support from JP Morgan because Larry had another person another surveyor look at the mines, and they found copper in the mines. So now JP Morgan has backed him up, and now he doesn't have to work with the Merricks. Now the Merricks had hired Clay Richards to work with them because they knew that he used to be George's right-hand man, but George fired him. So whenever Mr. Merrick finds out that there is copper in the mines that Clay had overlooked, he ends up firing Clay. And then George warns Clay that he'll no longer be able to conduct business in New York. And Clay basically says, you know, you're not going to get rid of me that easily. At the end of the episode, a mail carrier shoots George's butler and then fires a gun at George. Now, you don't see if it hits George, you don't see how many times or anything like that, but the assumption is that in the next episode, George was shot. I hope that he wasn't killed, but, okay, I don't like that part, but I hope that he survives. The next thing, Gladys and the Duke are becoming closer. So she does have her mother in her. But I genuinely do think that she likes the Duke. And also the Duke and the Duchess are going to Newport to attend a ball hosted by Gladys's mother, Bertha. And on top of that, the Duke tells Lady Sarah, which is his sister, that he thinks that she should look for her own home in London. She does not like that. And then the last part is about Peggy and Mr. Kirkland. So their relationship is growing. They both recognize that Mr. Kirkland's mother is a challenge, but they do want to get past it. And Peggy agrees to go to a ball with Mr. Kirkland at his dad's church. But Mrs. Kirkland, which is his mother, she's meeting one of her friends, and she tells her about Peggy having a child and the child being up for adoption and the child dying. And Mr. Kirkland didn't know anything about that, nor his family. So his mother gets back to talk to her son about it, basically tells him all that, and then Mr. Kirkland shows up to Peggy's house saying that he wants to talk to her. So that's basically everything that happened in a nutshell. I don't know what's going to happen, but oh my gosh, this episode's amazing.